And they deserve to party.
It is amazing though, when you look at him there and you see those 2 stars on his shirt, European Cups.
Little reminder.
Amazing. And you talk about the Champions League and you go, anything can happen. And they are in great form. You know, Phil and I, you actually said before the game, Phil, you felt this would be a really tricky fixture for Manchester United.
I think they've done brilliant this season. Probably surprised quite a few. I think the way they set up when they go to the big teams, you know, they did it at Liverpool, really stifled them, closed the spaces down, made it difficult to play against, but also not just the defensive structure. They had the ability to, you know, carry a threat on the counter, which they did, and they've done that today as well. I thought they were terrific. Look, I think he's got a clear identity of the way he wants to play. I think he's got a clear message of how he wants every individual player to be, and in and out, in possession, out of possession. That will take time, of course. He's alluded to the fact that it's going to take time to implement his style and the way he wants to go about things. But I think when you strip it back and you know, the principles never change, whichever system you're going to play, whichever formation you're going to play. But I do think, you know, if you're going to concede goals like they have and set plays, they're going to find it increasingly difficult.
It may sound like a silly question, Jamie, but how important is actually, you know, as part of this process, he's trying to learn about his team, he's trying to instill all this new information, but how important is he actually wins in these early stages as well?
Well, yeah, of course it is, but there is actually a world where if he would have come in, we all talk about a manager bounce, and if he'd have come in and they'd have gone 5 games on the bounce, winning every game, 2, 3, 4-0, I think it would have papered over a lot of the cracks because he wouldn't have learned. So probably the best thing that can be happening right now is to see the weaknesses, is to see the fragility in the team where they're not good enough defensively, not good enough going forward. He needs time, but at risk of repeating myself, he needs more time than anybody ever a manager, because under Ole Gunnar Solskjaer, they were inconsistent. Under Ten Hag, they were inconsistent. And not that Eric Ten Hag was the right man, I think we all figured that by the end, but he looks like he has something, he has a style and a way of playing, but he's going to need time to get to see which players are with me, which players want to run for me, which players are disciplined and want to live like footballers and be a professional and play for a club of the magnitude. He said it this week, didn't he? He said, look, we're a huge club, but we're a big club, but we haven't got big players. And that's what it looks like. So that I always feel when a manager comes in, don't get fooled by it. And probably the fact they're getting bad results is not great for the fans. They want to see him winning straight away. But at least he'll know now who's with him, who's good enough, who isn't. And he will learn a lot more quickly by what's happened at the moment than he will if he'll get fooled by a couple of wins. If they turned it around today and win 4-3, it'd have been like, cool, what a great result. But are we still that good?
When you see that City game right now, this is not Manchester City of last season right now. This is a team that's dropped more points today. Might they think this is a chance for us to go and make some headlines of our own?
Look, they've struggled in recent games. Was it 7 out of 8 games they've lost now? I mean, we talk about vulnerability. They've definitely shown a fragility about them of late. They don't look the same City as what they have done in the past. Listen, it's a derby. I always say it doesn't matter form going into those games. Don't really come into it too much. It's a game. It's a big game for both sets of fans, both sets of players, and you know if he can get one over on City, then I'm sure that will give him the impetus to go.
and for the fans as well.
That'd be huge. That could be a turning point. That could be a catalyst then for go on and to really, you know, gain a bit of momentum in the season.
When you see